Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite
Again.
Chris, the Herons are back, and we just whooped that ass. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Isn't this what Luis Suarez does? You know how awesome it is? You know what the O in Orlando stands for? What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think in the chat? Huh? What does the O stand for?
This might be close, maybe not. It won't hit 98 level, but this might get close because like I want to break down the game, but at the same time, I just want to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is gonna go. But great game. We whooped that ass. And I don't even know how do you want to start? Do you want to start with the ref that was wearing Inter Miami clothes that they were complaining about before? Do you want to complain about like they were ready with the complaints? I couldn't hear them. I've literally seen that corner where they sit empty.
Oh, they were
empty before, and it made more noise than I heard today because they were quiet because their team is ass.
They deserve a full 145ing. That's what they
100%.
deserve.
100%. You might have to. One, my voice is going because I was yelling so much at Alessi, and two, I don't know where you want to start, Chris. So go ahead. Is Tank in here? Is Tank in here? If Tank is in here,
this is
Tank,
the perfect comment.
Alessi, is that your king? Tank, that was your king. That's the guy that's better than Drake. That guy.
I also want to mention. I want to mention this, Adam. You are completely right. I do not any longer have a white background. I put a flag there, so that way Joe doesn't tell me that I'm living like in a. Look at that right there. For those of you on audio, I have something. Well, I mean, now that you widen the screen, now you can see the furniture that I have here. So there's that. Yeah, guys. I mean, look, this was, and Tank is here. Is that true, Mitch? Tank is here? No way. Where are you, Tank? Where are you, Tank? He hasn't made one comment yet. Yes, Johnny Depp, I finally have left the dungeon. Okay. And I did not show my Mickey Mouse tattoo during halftime. I showed it in the before the game. So
sorry, I had to get some water because my throat's gonna go at some point during this episode. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it.
So Anthony is asking, who the fuck is Tank? So Tank is
somebody I do enjoy until he starts poo-pooing all over Drake. He had the audacity to say that scrub Galesi was better than Drake. That scrub Galesi was better than Drake.
Oh my God, here we go. So Tank chimes in the comment, did Pedro have a chance at stopping any of the goals? The answer is no. Their defensive midfield were awful. He had a chance to stop at least
what about
two
Drake?
of them.
Don't we always criticize the defense for Drake? That's not an excuse for Drake, apparently, Tank. What's up with that? Don't we have like the worst defense in the league?
Yeah,
we're horrible, but it's all Drake's fault. Yeah. 3 games, 1 goal conceded. 3. And how many goals has he stopped? A lot. That Real Salt Lake game, that Galaxy game. I don't even want to talk. No, that's it. All right.
Yes.
So
and you got
reel it back in because I'm on a high right now. So you're gonna have to reel me back in, Chris.
So Broward Heron is mentioning Tank's been around since before Messi. Yes, granted, yes, he's been around Messi.
No. I have no ill will towards Tank outside of the fact that he's always hating on Drake. So and on that aspect, fuck you, Tank.
So Tariq, thank you so much for the support, brother. Much appreciated for the super bomb, super slam. I'm here. Let's go, boys. 5-0. Such a good. I mean, it was an incredible performance.
This is look. I told you I was customizing some shoes, right? I haven't finished them yet. This is a big no-no. You don't wear your custom shoes before they're finished. But I wanted to wear them anyway today. But I was gonna write La Familia right here. I'm just gonna write 5-0. I think that I'm just gonna 5-0 right there. The 5 ceros for my custom shoe because I want to commemorate today because suck it is what I want to say.
And Hammy, yes, you're right. Again, thank you for the support, guys, and for all of you guys that hung out with us. Thank you guys so much for hanging out before the show. Haters can't talk shit. Look, the referee can wear whatever kind of jersey he wants. We literally kicked their asses. Like there's nothing that they could be able to say. We've literally destroyed them.
All right,
Literally
so
destroyed
all
them.
right.
So
Let me try to bring myself back down.
well, look,
All
I
right.
mean, let's start. I mean, if we're gonna start from anywhere, we might as well start from where it gets birthed, and that's the starting lineup, right? So
Right.
on audio,
Mhm.
for those of you listening on audio, we put the starting lineup visually on the video, and we got Suarez on the top left, Messi as like what was it that you said,
A false
like
nine,
a
but
false nine, somewhat.
I mean, from what I was watching, it was very similar to what they've been playing for this. As far as the lineup is concerned, as far as
Yeah,
tactics, they did switch some stuff up. The
yeah. So
midfield looked like years better than it has all year so far.
So you got Taylor that's on the top right. You got Gomez, Busquets, and Gressel filling out the midfield. You got Alba playing left back, Yedlin right back. And the difference here is Freire actually started over Christoph with Avila starting next to him in calendar and goal. Our subs were Dos Santos, Mota Campana, Sailor, Christoph, Allen, Ruiz, Sunderland, and Borgelin. So looking at the starting lineup, Danny, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Well, when we predicted the starting 11, we kind of figured that it would be the same. That the only difference would be as Freire was healthy, he would play, and if Redondo was going to start, that he might replace Gressel. But outside of that, we figured it might be the same, and it looks like it was just about the same.
Well, and I'll tell you this much: to put Taylor like in this forward up position, like if they truly played like this, listen, Taylor made the difference. No, Taylor, or am I too Stretch Armstrong for that?
No, I don't know. Wouldn't say that he wasn't. He played well. Everybody, I think, showed out today, and I think that people might. And I want to get to the Luis Suarez thing, obviously, but I think the midfield might not get as much credit as it deserves because I think Diego Gomez had one hell of a game. Diego Gomez was winning balls. He was delivering passes. He had some great outlet passes to Suarez. I thought Diego Gomez played a good game. I thought Gressel played the best game he's played since he's wearing the pink jersey. Busquets looked solid. I think the fact that we were playing more of a mid block and we were more compact. Orlando had a really tough time breaking us. We dominated the midfield, I felt, and it felt like we almost allowed them to pat the ball back. You know what? It felt like the Galaxy game last week, but in reverse. Like we were just waiting, and this team isn't a team that you expect to kind of win on transition because of the speed that we lack. But I felt like it was constant transition opportunities because our midfield was cooking. Our midfield dominated today, and I don't know if it's going to get enough credit because obviously the goal scorers and the goal scoring is going to be what gets highlighted. But our midfield did great, and our defense was what stood on its head also. So.
And David Reichert is mentioning very impressed with Freire. Glad to meet you. Bo was at halftime. Yes, David, it was a pleasure, my friend. Nice to meet you too, for sure.
Let me give a quick shout out. I made it out to the Green Lot today. I wanted to shout out to everybody I met over there. It was awesome talking to you guys. I met Money Matt's dad, awesome dude, and also Bratton and Spaz. You were hanging out with somebody, and he overheard me saying that I needed an extra shirt for my wife, and I was going to try to get one, and he just gave it to me. I really appreciate him. I wish I would have gotten his name, but thank you if you're listening. So shout out to everybody that we met today at the stadium.
And not to veer off too much, but Tariq is chiming in with a super slam, asking a quick question. He bought tickets to a Red Bull game on the 23rd. Do we think that Messi will play based on the schedule? It's funny because, Tariq, I was actually considering on going to that Red Bulls game. I was thinking about buying tickets for that game as well.
Oh, it's the road game. It's not the home game?
Correct. Yes, it's the road game.
Oh, he might play that road game. Yes, Tariq.
Yeah.
If it's the home game in the beginning of April, I wouldn't count on it.
And Asif is wanting everything. He wants the Eastern Conference and Supporter Shield trophy. I mean, there's
well, I think we should address all that stuff, but let's keep it in line and let's start with the game. So you went over the starting 11, and
I liked it. I really did like it. I liked it. I liked the change with Freire versus Christoph, and you could tell that they were a little bit more active. Let's get into the first half. I mean, we don't even have that much time to go through because 5 minutes after the first whistle is blown, we get within 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Let me see. This was a 4 minute at the 4 minute mark.
Yeah. So around the 3 minute mark. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we had our first goal. That was a beautiful assist. Finally, Gressel decides to cross something not in the air. So
Well,
It
I,
is what it
I
is.
remember he had that opportunity. He was wide open on the right side. Messi had shifted to the middle of the field, so that opened up the
Yeah.
right side for Gressel. Gressel moved up, and I remember I thought to myself, like, all right, here's your chance to give us one of those beautiful crosses. It was a low cross, but it hit Suarez in stride, and he finished it beautifully back of the net. And I mean, we were off to the races at that point. Now, I was happy that we got on the board early. I wasn't expecting to constantly keep getting on the board the way we did, but that felt good because you felt, at least I personally felt some relief, right? Because when you take an early lead, you're like, all right, we got control. If for some reason we give something up, it's a tied game and we're still in it. So that it felt really good to get on the board that early.
Well, and Mr. Krabs is asking, people were seriously done with Luis Suarez after 2 games? Yes. People were seriously done with Luis Suarez after 2 games. Like,
and if
I mean, look, I understand.
Go ahead. I want you to go. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you. I don't want to stop you in that thought that you were about to say.
No, that was literally just gonna say, if any of you guys listen to our Spanish show, Batter Herons en Español on Monday nights, I highly suggest you tune in because our boy Solana, that is obviously Luis Suarez lover boy, has been defending him to no end. I mean, we have been defending him also, but not like Solana. And I'm sure he's gonna have plenty to get off of his chest on Monday night. So just make sure you tune into that. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, and this would have actually been a good episode to have Solana on for. I didn't even think of that up until now. Look, Tank mentioned it. Suarez 2 golazos and 2 assists. He made up for 4 out of the 5 goals. He was, a critical piece.
Now, I had gone to take my son to the bathroom, so I missed it. That offside goal that got called back in the 45th minute or whatever it was that Luis Suarez also scoring?
Yes, that was his 3rd goal.
Okay.
That was his 3rd goal.
So he almost had a hat trick. Nice.
And Stancy saying Solana is going to be unbearable. Yes,
100%.
as unbearable as an Uruguayan Luis Suarez supporter will be. He will be that. But you got to watch that. That's like tune in stuff right there.
Now,
so please.
So Luis Suarez, and I know we're about to just stop the flow, but just real quick, Luis Suarez, I don't understand. And we kept saying it. You got to give it time. We told you he started slow last year in Brazil. He didn't score his first goal until the 4th game. 15 games into the season, he only had 4 goals. He ended up scoring almost 20 goals and winning the MVP of the league. And that was 3 months ago. Why on earth would you guys give up on him already? And there were so many people that were like, oh, he has to retire already. Inter Miami fans that are wishing his downfall. It's like, why? And I wonder if they're gonna admit that they were wrong, or if they're gonna say this is a one-time thing and he has to do it again. I mean, I think he's gonna keep doing it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of wondering how they're feeling right now.
Listen, Kung Lee, scream that for the people in the back. Scream that comment to the people in the back, like Tank, so that way people know 2nd clean sheet for Drake. Okay. I mean, this was a beautiful game all around. They were a beautiful game all around. Defensively, we played well. Midfield was more active than I'd ever seen them. Offense was clicking on all cylinders. You had Robert Taylor, and somebody mentioned a comment earlier, and I wanted to bring it up. And Mike V, yes, papi es papi. Eso es correcto. And listen, we got 400 plus people, Tank. Just like Tank mentioned, hit that thumbs up, guys. Scroll it up. Do what you got to do, because it is criminal what we did to the Orlando come mierdas. That's criminal.
You know, and I know we're talking about the game right now, but just real quick, because I put up a poll about who's Inter Miami's biggest rival, right? And Orlando won by like a landslide. Like it was like 71 to 29%, which I understand. Yeah. On the pitch, I still think it's Nashville just because of the way we've played them in important games. But I get the Orlando aspect, because it's almost like you're training for a big game, right? And it's like the next day and you're training for that big game. And then as you're training, you have this stupid little gnat that's annoying you, right? And although you have this big game on your mind, this gnat is just so annoying. You have to just kill it. Like that is what Orlando is. Like it's insignificant. We know that they're beneath us because they suck, but they're so loud and so obnoxious that I understand. Like you just have to pay attention to it, even though the bigger game is later on. So
Oh, and Lucho Lalo is mentioning Orlando hates our guts, which is absolutely true.
they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah. And I saw Orlando, the supporters group, like chanting and doing stuff outside the entrance.
Outside. Okay, outside.
Yeah, outside. And I tried to see if I can get overalls guy, but they don't know who he is. So I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, they were quiet. Like even before we scored the first goal, I think they might have been nervous because they weren't saying absolutely anything. And as the game went on, I didn't hear a peep from the apparent, what are they called? Ruckus? Not a word from Ruckus.
Yeah, they were pieces of shit. Look at this. Orlando fans non-existent by Michael Neira.
Non-existent.
And look, I'll tell you what I was noticing is that somebody mentioned in the comments a little earlier about the simple fact that Jordi Alba and Yedlin didn't push up as much. And I did notice that a little bit. And I think
You're
that
playing
helped
up the middle a lot.
Yeah, and I think it helped because it let Robert Taylor kind of be free, and it allowed Gressel to be free. And one of the things is that I noticed on like 3 occasions when Alba would get the ball, he'd kick it up to Taylor, and Taylor would bring it up himself, and Alba would come up and fill in a different space. So they were working pretty in sync. I don't know about Gressel and Yedlin. It didn't seem like there was a lot of usage on the right side. But on the left side, I saw that big time between Taylor and Alba.
We definitely build up the left way more than we do the right. And I felt like whenever we had a chance to transition, it was almost Gomez leading the charge and finding an outlet pass to either Suarez or Messi. And then Messi would connect to Robert Taylor on the outside. Like today it was weird because I try not to poo-poo on Orlando too much because, I mean, I'm not an idiot. I understand that they have a solid squad. But man, they looked lost out there. Like they looked completely, absolutely like that. That has to be like a really long, bright line ride up to Orlando, right? Like
absolutely.
That's a rough ride back to Orlando.
Yeah, and Richard Greenberg's asking what Inter Miami did to Orlando was scary. Orlando fans might need some therapy after tonight's game. Yeah, they're definitely going to need a lot of therapy. And not only that, but we're talking about this is, like you said, the in-state rival. And everybody's looking at them like if they're going to be the top contenders on the East. So,
yeah, 100%. Everybody said that they're going to be the second. Oh, no, people predicting them to win. Now, I think it's an overreaction to ever say, like, oh, that's it. Orlando's not making the playoffs, for example. But you know what my favorite thing is? That Orlando fans were coming out and they said, ooh, look at our injury report. It's not like Inter Miami that all their players are injured. We're at full strength. We're going to kick their ass.
Like, full strength, my ball sack. BR1 is asking, think Messi plays versus Montreal, flying 12 hours from Norway, and paid an arm and a leg for this trip to see him. Got tickets for the 13th as well, at least. Well, it's a good thing you got 2 tickets. I do see him playing.
I think he might. I think there's better chance that he plays the Montreal game than the game after the second leg of So let me just look at the schedule real quick. So we have our next match is against Nashville on Thursday. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to put up that whole thing. Thursday against Nashville, then Sunday against Montreal, and then next Wednesday against Nashville, and then DC on the 16th. I think that there's a good chance that he doesn't play that DC game away.
Yeah.
And then we have an away game against the Red Bulls on the 23rd. I don't know if there's international duty on that week, so he might not play that game either. I don't know.
Well, and look, I guess if we're gonna proceed with some of the goals and stuff, because we all got punched in the face with a nice Luis Suarez goal real quickly. It was lovely. And then 7 minutes later look, Rob Wise, who always hangs out with us in the chat, it's a Section 124 batter brethren. He even said, man, Luis Suarez has got to step it up. And did he step it up? He had another goal 7 minutes later. And I believe that was an assist by, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was Robert Taylor or if it was Messi. I believe that was I'm going to have to see what that assist was for.
No, it was Gressel. Gressel had both assists to Suarez.
Oh, nice. Well, that was like the flick up. He did like a flick up after receiving a pass, which I thought was real sweet. because you could tell that
Yeah.
Gressel's getting in his bag. And if he's
Yeah.
getting in his bag, then I'm good with that.
And
And
then
yes, Richard
Suarez.
Greenberg.
Suarez had the nice first touch, laid it off to the left. He moved it to the left with his right foot, and then one time with his left real quick. Gillespie didn't have a chance to react. It was a thing of beauty. That's the Luis Suarez that you kind of come to figure. And this goes, and obviously I understand why everybody likes Campana, but this is what I was talking about last episode. I said, why would you give up on Suarez when you know what he's done and who he is just 3 months ago? And Campana hasn't showed anything yet consistently. Now, do I think that Campana can be that guy? Yes, hopefully he can. But I would much rather see this Suarez thing play out before I pull him quickly for Campana.
I'm gonna read this comment real quick, and I'm gonna go back to you, Wiseman. Adam is saying we didn't mention that 95 North was closed at the Turnpike due to a 6-car accident. I don't take 95. I avoid 95 at all costs. Even if I have to go on the east side, I avoid 95 at all costs. So I'm sorry, I didn't know about what was going on with the traffic, but Wiseman. But I did give you guys an update on the Turnpike going south. So I did give you guys that. So. Wiseman is mentioning, have you guys checked on Alex? Is he okay? I do think that Danny spoke to him, if I'm not mistaken.
I did. He actually messaged me before I had a chance to message him, and he said, wow, this is embarrassing.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Shout out to Alex. Alex isn't one of those crazy Orlando fans. He's a little more level-headed. But he was like, man, this is embarrassing.
It is, and especially when you get scored on twice by a guy that everybody's waiting to go ahead and do tremendous things for us, like Luis Suarez.
Well, first 11 minutes crumble.
Well,
like a gingerbread man.
Everybody's waiting for him to either crumble or be godly for me, and now he's starting to sort of flourish. And Estebandito saying I-95 is only for poor people. High rollers like Chris and Danny only take the Turnpike. What? I just
for the record, I do take the Turnpike, but not because I'm a high roller, but because it leads me off a little closer to my house.
Yeah, I mean, 95. I would never go on 95. I don't care if that thing was made by the construction king themselves. I would never take that. Absolutely not. That's the worst expressway I would ever take in South Florida. So after we get that beauty of a goal, right? At that point, we're up 2-0. What was your thought? Like at this, just let's just chill out. Let's not go too crazy. Let's hold on to
at that point. No, at that point,
or did you think like the floodgates opened?
No. At that point, I still thought it was a game. I thought that we started hot, but like in many games, things settle down. The other team settles down, and that's what I expected. And it kind of did happen, right? Things slowed down a bit now because we didn't score our next goal until the 30th minute almost. So for the next 20 minutes. We had some chances, but I thought that there was still a chance. Now, when we put that third one in, and you saw it in Gillespie's face, because when he saw that pass go to Robert Taylor, he just started walking. He was just so frustrated. You could tell, okay, like they're done. Like they're morally done.
They're cooked. They're cooked. They're cooked.
And then I took a peek, one at the screen when they showed the replay to see if it was onside. It was obviously onside. And then I looked at the supporter section, and I saw them all yelling. They were yelling, offside. And I was like, at that point, it was over. When it was 3-0, I thought it was over. And was it before that or after that Messi almost had that free kick goal that the post saved their ass?
It was after that, if I'm not mistaken. It was after that.
It could have been even uglier.
This goes back. That third goal goes back to how we talked a little bit about Luis Suarez in the beginning and what he's going to offer to this team. Right? Everybody thought that he was going to be some sort of like, goal juggernaut. But then Solana himself told us, he's like, look, this guy's not just a goal scoring threat. He's a person that has a lot of assists as well. And you know what it is that he had the opportunity. And I told you during the game, I said he had the opportunity to get his hat trick on that play.
Nah, that was a tough angle. I don't know if he would have gotten
it. Look, he would have gotten it. He was already in his bag. Like I said, he was cooking. At that point, he could have gotten the hat trick, but he gave it up to Robbie Taylor. So, and Lucho Lalo was mentioning, go ahead.
Spicy Messi Spicy Messi
I
was
love it.
spicy. He was talking it up with Cartagena, talking shit to him. I forgot who else
Yeah.
he was talking shit to. And I saw one of the guys walking away, and Messi followed him and started doing one of these.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he was saying, but it was spicy Messi at his finest, and I love spicy Messi. Suarez is always
Yeah.
spicy. He gets under everybody's skin. That's why I disliked him so much before he went to Miami.
Even Campana, when he came into the game later, he almost started getting into fights and stuff. So, like, bring it.
Somebody out,
Bring it.
because we were at the stadium, so we didn't see anybody that was watching on TV. Is it true that Suarez was getting into it, heading into the locker room with some other players from Orlando? Because that's what I heard. I heard that he was getting into it. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard somebody say that. So I'm kind of curious if they showed that on the TV feed. And just for the record, I believe Suarez has the most assists to Messi's goals out of anybody. I mean, they played for a long time together, so obviously, but Messi's played with a lot of
Yeah.
players, and I believe Suarez has assisted him the most in Messi's
Ooh.
career. So they're just going to keep adding to that.
Oh, yeah. So Stancy's saying yes, Yedlin had to stop him. Jack
There you
Hart's
go.
mentioning in the tunnel. Gilly Chris is saying he was talking it up.
Yeah.
He was going after someone on Orlando's bench by Michael Neira with a backup goalie, Lucho Lalo. Are you serious? This guy's so irrelevant. This guy's so
Yeah.
irrelevant. Like, he was probably
Well,
dying to get into the game.
Suarez is that guy that when he's not on your team, you absolutely hate him. But when he's on your team, oh, you love him. Like that
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Kim Noah guy, that Joe Kim Noah, Dennis Rodman, like those type
Oh,
of
yeah.
players.
I hate playing
He's one of
against
those
them.
players. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As an opposing fan, you hate it, but when they're on your side, you love that they piss
Uh-huh.
everybody off.
And Anton John is mentioning they must have injected Suarez's knees with some good stuff for sure.
Hopefully,
Some
they got enough
CBD
to last the
oils.
season. Yeah.
Listen, David, you can't say it any better, guys. Okay, David, thank you so much, guys. Hit the damn like button.
Shout out to David.
Come on.
I met David today during halftime. Shout out to you. It was nice meeting you, David.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Now, Vice City Lucas is saying, can we appreciate Toto? What a performance! He's amazing. He was. Listen, are we at a point where like Toto is like the catalyst? He's like 5 years old. He's like the catalyst to our defense.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't want it to take away from what we just saw because we kicked their ass one way or another. There's no way to turn it around. We whooped their ass. But I will tell you that we've all said that our weakness is beating the press, and Orlando didn't press.
Yeah.
So Toto's weakness has been when he gets pressed, he turns the ball over, right? That's what we've always said. Toto needs to be better distributing the ball. But he didn't have to do that all that much today because they didn't press that much. Our midfield protected our defense. Our midfield, I feel, was what won us the game today. They were compact. They were composed. They were distributing the ball to each other beautifully. Those counterattacks were swift. Suarez was running his ass off. Whenever there was a counter, Suarez was leading the run, the way, and Diego Gomez was trying to catch him with some through balls. It was nice. Look, Gresso hit him with that lob pass that he had that nice touch on. Like this game, I can't wait to watch it over, right? Because when we watch it in person, you miss a lot. You miss a lot of the tactics, right? But I can't wait to watch it over because that was a master class by everybody on that squad.
Yes, it was. And Florida man, thank you for saying hit those likes, guys. Just because I have this flag back here, at least hit the like. Finally, I have something in the back.
Oh, look at that. You got something in your background.
Yeah, I put something there. It's hanging off the little ring thing there. Nice. I'll do something different. You guys just got to give me time, okay? Let me live in my cloud zone.
Before we keep going, we need to address this because I said the midfield won the game for this team, and I think Diego Gomez is not getting enough credit for his performance today. Diego Gomez winning balls. He was accurate with his passes. I'm gonna have to see if I could check how many accurate passes his percentage today was.
Really, you're gonna break down how many times he kicked it with his left foot, how many times he kicked it with his right foot.
Because you've been crapping on him since he showed up for the last preseason game, and he was the best player in the midfield today. Like Diego Gomez was a large part of what we did today. He was everywhere. So,
well, yes. I look, Diego Gomez, he's a good player, and shout out to Jason. I said what's up from him to him from the seats. Said you gave him a fist bump. Good stuff, man. Listen, he is Danny. He played well. He played well defensively. He played aggressive. Those are things that you kind of anticipate from a player like Diego Gomez. He didn't try any blunderous offensive plays. You know,
I think everybody held their position well, and I think that for everybody hating on Tata, right? Because Tata's the worst manager of all time. Tata doesn't do crap. Tata doesn't know crap. I felt like if you overlook today's game and say
David
Tata had nothing to do with this, oh, awesome. Thank you, David. 89% accuracy. If you overlook this game and say Tata had nothing to do with today,
and I agree with
this. You're just being stubborn at this point, because it's very easy to go ahead and criticize Tata when they play poorly, even though they haven't lost yet this season.
Yeah.
But today, I don't think anybody saw this coming. And the way they were playing compact, you saw, like you said yourself, Jordi Alba and Yedlin were holding themselves from pushing up too high. And then Esther's saying here, Gomez over Busi. Maybe this game. I wouldn't say always, but I think Gomez was the best performer as far as in the midfield, even though Gressel had those 2 assists.
This is never happening, Tank. I'm never getting a Gomez jersey. Never. Never. And Joe Kerr missed you in the green. I saw him earlier when I was playing soccer with my son.
Oh, I thought he was like somewhere in Europe or something. Oh, look at that. Joe Kerr made it out to the Miami. Good stuff, Joe. Next time we got to catch up.
Well, did you catch Lucas? Because you say you went to the green lot. I didn't get a chance to go out to the green lot. I'll go out next time for sure.
My son wanted to go to the fan zone and see what stuff they had over there. So I just stopped off by real quick and then I headed back out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I got some free stuff from the fan zone. Listen, guys, there's a lot of free stuff from the fan zone too. It's not just all pens and umbrellas or whatever it is, like little fake towels. So,
all right. I got some cool stuff. Halftime, we were up 3-0.
I have kids, Alejandro. I can't do that. Or maybe I'll get my daughter to do that. She's very creative, very artsy.
Why wouldn't you be able to do it? Because you have kids.
Well, because what am I going to paint back there? I'm going to paint like an Inter Miami thing, and then all of a sudden, like they're just going to be staring at the little Inter Miami mural.
Alejandro, at no point did he say it had to be Inter Miami related.
I mean, what am I going to paint? What would I paint? I don't know what to paint. Listen, I know how to do a house. Like I'll draw a house for you guys to show you how awesome my houses look. I'm not doing anything more than a house.
I'm going to let everybody know that, and you still haven't showed me. But Chris, he is so proud of these stupid ass houses that he makes. He's literally, and I don't know why you haven't gotten around to it, but now that you bring it up, it's been years. He always brings up these stupid houses and how he needs to show me these amazing houses that he draws.
Shut my thing off real quick. Shut my camera off. I'm going to go grab I'm going to make a house in the meantime.
All right. So I'll keep going here while he goes off, and I don't know what he's going to do. So we were going into halftime. We were up 3-0. At that point, I felt pretty confident that the game was over. Now, they brought in Luis Muriel at halftime for Duncan McGuire, and they also brought in Nicolas Lodeiro. Neither one of them made any impact in the second half. Now, our defense is what everybody says is our weakest point. But 3 games into it, and I understand that against the Galaxy, they didn't necessarily look the best. Drake actually helped us out immensely that game. But in all actuality, if you think about it, we're 3 games into the season. Against Real Salt Lake, we dominated that first half. The second half wasn't as good, but we dominated that first half. And then the second half of the game, again, it wasn't that good. Galaxy, we had our moments, but for the most part, they dominated. But today, like we are now 3 games into the season, and we've scored how many goals? 5 today, 2 Salt Lake, 1. So we've scored 8 goals. And we've given up, 2? That's a goal differential of 6. I'm pretty sure that's the largest goal differential in the league right now. Like, we are looking good. Do I think we're going to win the Supporter Shield? Absolutely not. I still think that's a pipe dream, just because a lot of our players are going to be missing for international duty or whatnot, whether it be the Olympics or the World Cup. I'm sorry, the Copa America. But I still think that we are a shoo-in for the playoffs. And I still don't understand why anybody would see this team and not think that we are capable of winning all three possible trophies: the Champions Cup, Leagues Cup, and the MLS Cup at the end of the season.
I definitely. Well, look, everybody is saying one. That's what everybody's saying here. Hello, Jennifer.
One what?
One. I don't. Given up one.
We've given up
I
one.
don't know if they're talking about.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I said two. That's right. We didn't give up one to Real Salt Lake. My fault. So 8-1. So 8-1. So awesome.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done with my house. I just got to draw some birds in the air.
All right. Well, I wanted to get your take on the first goal that Messi scored because I was in the longest Dippin' Dots line in history, but I was with my 4-year-old son and he wanted Dippin' Dots, so I had to hold off for the Dippin' Dots. But are
you guys ready to see my house though? Should I show my house? Should I show the house I drew?
Go for it.
What do you guys think? Look at that.
It looks like a factory, a warehouse factory. That's horrible. Why are there so many windows?
That's a house.
What's on the bottom? Why are there so many windows?
This is a garage. That's supposed to be a garage.
Why does the garage have 8 windows, 10 windows?
It doesn't have windows. It has like little cylinder block things, like little cutesy wootsy, like fancy stuff. You hating on my freaking house, bro? I even put clouds on that shit.
And hold a chimney?
Hold on. Let me spruce it up a little bit. Hold on.
Was that a chimney? Is that why the smoke is coming out of the chimney?
Which is weird because we live in Miami. Hold on.
Wow.
I put a sun up there. So all right, that's it. I do really show enough.
All right. So Chris, I missed the fourth goal. So how was the fourth goal? I know it was Messi that scored it.
And everybody and Dennis is saying it looks like a factory.
That's what I said. It looks like a factory.
Listen, you know what, Sanguine, you expected better. I'll do better. I promise I'm going to do a better house. I usually put fences on it too, but I'll do that next time. So yeah, there is a pathway to the garage.
Chris, tell me about this goal.
So that goal was, if I'm not mistaken, it was off of a strike from was it Gomez? Or if you guys can remind me, I believe that it was a strike off of either Luis Suarez or Diego. No, it was Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba tried to take a strike onto the goal. It sort of it hit off the post or hit off the top bar. And then Luis Suarez tried to take a crack at it. And then it basically landed on Messi's chest, and it ended up just sort of rolling into the goal. So it was an Alba strike. Yeah, everybody is mentioning.
But Messi got the credit because it hit off his chest on the rebound.
Yes, exactly. Mitch, yes. I'll blink twice.
I actually just got a message from an Orlando fan that was me and him were going back and forth. And he goes, "We look like pure shit. You happy?"
I mean, look.
Hey, respect that he came out and just said it. F it, whatever.
I want the MLS to grow, so like I do want Orlando to be decent. I want them to be good.
Well, look, I'm never gonna want Orlando to win, but I know that they'll eventually beat us. I mean, we can't just beat them always. But that was crazy.
That goal was a little weird, and Messi saw it. He laughed it off. He basically stole a goal. I mean, it wasn't going to go in either. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was the fourth goal, and that was a weird goal, but whatever, we'll take it. That was what was that? That was in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the 57th minute.
Yeah, it was the 57th minute. Orlando thought, let's make some changes because their team was playing more like shit. And then we had another goal later on at the 62-minute mark. It was Messi once again. So I don't even know what to do with this, Deegan. Do your best to pronounce Grzegorz Brzezkiewicz. Is that good? I think I got that. Hey, I tried my best.
I don't know. I would say Gregor.
Gregor, you totally you buffed out, you blasted the Z, dude. No, you're done. You're cooked.
I watch enough hockey to know that those Z's mean nothing.
Come on.
All right.
So yes, the Messi goal. What was it at the 62nd minute? Messi ended up scoring. Yeah, that was the 5th goal. It was on the 62nd minute. That was, if I'm not mistaken, off
Luis Suarez cross.
Yes, and that's another thing. Again, we're talking about Luis Suarez contributing in ways that's not just putting the ball in the back of the net, crossing the ball and putting it in a place where Messi could take advantage.
What do you think the last time Messi scored a header was? That's a legit question. I wonder if anybody knows. Like, what was the last time Messi scored off of a header? Because that's something you don't see every day. But that was great.
Offenses. No, did you watch the game? Alba played with a 1-2 with Suarez, chipped the keeper. The Orlando defender cleared the line and kicked it into the crossbar, and Messi scored with his chest. Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. My seats do not allow me to see it that well from the other side of the pitch. But yes, well, I thought it was a blast, but it wasn't.
All right. And then in the 67th minute, at that point, Campana came in. We've been saying we want Campana to come in around the 65th minute, 65th minute. Now, obviously, game was over, so he came in.
Don't forget to go over this.
44% came through the left side. Yeah. Well, we constantly build up the left. So Campana came in for Suarez. David Ruiz came in for Gressel. The game was over at that point. And yeah, eventually Christoph came in for Aviles. Let's see who else. Diego Mota came in for Diego Gomez. Noah Allen came in for Freire. And I mean, what do you take as far as Christoph being the first center back to come in instead of Noah Allen? Did they come in at the same time or no? It doesn't look like they came in at the same time.
No, they didn't come in at the same time. I think Noah Allen came in just about a minute or two later. I think that's pretty typical.
So do you think Christoph is going to be the backup? Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if Christoph would be the first backup off the bench or if it would be Noah Allen.
And 2021
was the last header.
Wow, that's incredible. We're taking your word for it. We're taking your word for it.
I take it. I believe you guys.
I honestly think that Christoph is the best bet off the bench as a center back. Better than Noah Allen. I mean, that's his natural position. Noah Allen is just getting put at the center back position because you can see that he's skilled for it. But like his natural position is a left back or a left wing back, I guess.
He's only 18. People don't really have natural positions at that point. They're still adjusting. Like I believe Sergio Ramos was like if it was a left back or a right back when he first started at Real Madrid and eventually became one of the best center backs ever. So,
Papi, factual fruit.
You grow into different positions, especially when a coach sees that you have potential somewhere else. Now, do I think he would probably be better suited at left back? Yeah, because of his size. But I still think that he's doing well at center back.
Well, and he's doing well because he has the skill set for it, right? But like at the end of the day, for me, I mean, look, he's 18, but like, do you see him like just taking everything that you've seen of him with this team in the future, 5 years from now? Do you see him playing center back for the rest of his life? Like, I don't see that.
You know why I don't think it's going to happen? Because he's not going to get enough playing time on this team at center back. Yeah. But if he did, maybe other teams would see what he can bring at center back, and maybe they would give him an opportunity to go somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and he'll probably find better opportunities and better time to go elsewhere.
Alejandro, good luck with that. We feel for you. That's rough.
Most definitely. Yes. Good luck with that, my friend. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Alejandro.
Now there's a comment here that I want to get into, but before we get into it, anything else you want to say about the 90 minutes that we watched?
Well, Messi played the full game, so you know that was good to see. Tata said in the press conference that he asked him if he wanted to come out. He said no. He said he felt good, felt better playing this game than he did against the Galaxy. You know, listen, if Messi wants to play. Gustavo chiming in, congrats Alejandro for the divorce. So yeah. He played basically the whole game, and I think if you take that and you put that in the other games and have him play as comfortable as he can, that's phenomenal. So And thoughts on Freire? Daddy B is listen. Everybody here is talking of Freire. Everybody thinks that he played very well. And yes, Mike V, the flag is a housewarming present. I am live from my efficiency. That is correct. So, that's what I thought. So,
All right.
and Alejandro, keep that attitude, Alejandro. Keep that up. Keep that up. So, I mean, that's the one thing that I really liked. Mike V. I mean, not Mike V. Mike V is being mentioned by Esteban because Mike V. and mentioning about the efficiency. I really like that Messi played the full 90. And Freire, I mean, you could tell that he was getting cramped up or whatever, but it's good to see him finally get on the field and play. So that was good as well. That's kind of what my best observations were for the 90.
Right, but you know what? I don't think that the defense was tested that much today because, like I said, they were impressed today. Our midfield dominated.
The midfield is phenomenal, yes,
and we didn't have a chance to really see what this defense is going to look like when it's actually challenged. Like, for example, like Galaxy challenged us. So I'm kind of curious to see how it looks when that happens.
Well, Galaxy did challenge us, but I think that our midfield wasn't as cohesive in the last game as it was this game. Like, I mean, you saw Diego Gomez putting clamps on people. You saw Gressel being able to work in a more flexible space. And then you also saw Robert Taylor being able to work in a more flexible space. So was the midfield playing well because they played well? Or is it because Tata actually game planned to be able to say to the wing backs, hey, don't push up so much. Give them some space.
I think that has something to do with it. I think the fact that that changed things around and allowed the midfield to build up did have something to do with it. I'm sorry, I'm pulling something up right now that I found. So as you're speaking, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Mike V is mentioning that the best midfielder today was Taylor. I mean, contributing as far as like on the stats board, him and Gressel, I guess, would be the best midfielders.
Right.
You know, Diego Gomez wouldn't be on there, but he did well.
Just real quick, for those of you in the chat, this is for you guys. I found the heat map for the game. So you know how we told them that we beat them up the middle, right?
Yeah.
So I found the heat map, and here it is. That's the heat map. We beat them up the middle. It was pretty violent, but we basically dominated them. So shout out to Inter Miami for the utter domination today. So I just wanted to
dominance.
Put that. Yeah, that's it.
Then that's only for those of you that are still with us.
Yeah. All right. So just wanted to put that heat map out there for everybody.
Yeah, man. All right, it looked pretty solid.
I mean, I felt like that's what it looked like, right?
Yeah, it looked pretty solid. It was a stiff it was
I don't know where you're trying to go with this, but you might as well just yeah. All right. So what do we have? Who is your player of the game?
Oh, that's a good question. Who was my player of the game? I'm going to bring up the starting lineup just so everybody can be able to kind of see. And on this starting lineup, I would say the player of the game to me, I'll tell you, it's Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez easily is the player of the game, man of the match, as Inter Miami would like to call it. And look, everybody is pouring it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
look, I think that 100% he has to be, right. 2 goals, 2 assists. Yeah. He could have had a hat trick. He even laid it off to Robert Taylor when you said that he probably could have gotten that himself and just taken the hat trick. So 100% Luis Suarez. And if I had to go and give a second, I might go Diego Gomez. I think he might be the unsung hero of this game. You know what? I'm sorry,
guys. Would you guys agree with Danny with Diego Gomez being the second man of the match here? Who would you guys pick as the number 2 man of the match?
I've seen some people say Gressel, I guess because he had 2 assists.
I would say Gressel.
Technically, because I mean, statistic wise, it would be Gressel because he gets the assists, right? That gives you more points when they give the ratings. But yeah, Diego Gomez did stuff that you just don't see in the stat book. And I think Diego Gomez had a hell of a game. So
the intangibles.
I don't know. I think he was all over the place. So,
Well, and Diley B is mentioning Mr. 6.4. No way. So,
let's
I don't know.
see.
I don't know. Did he get a 6.4? That's actually pretty
Well,
brutal. I think every player should
a
have
lot
gotten at
of
least a 7.
websites have different
Absolutely,
things. So,
Marengo.
for example, I'm looking at whoscored.com, and Busquets is the lowest rated player from the starters at 6.8. So,
Whoa. So he
Robert Taylor
was,
looked good also.
yes, Robert Taylor looked good. Yes.
Well done, Tank. Well done.
Yeah. This guy. And if this is true, BR1 mentioning 500 people and only 37 likes. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? You guys can't scroll up after checking your text messages and your Instagram
We got
posts.
creepers. Yeah,
man. You guys ghost followers.
They watch but don't subscribe.
Look at this. Supercalifragilistic saying, yep, Gomez 6.4.
Mhm.
So listen, this is where a lot.
Thank you,
No, go ahead.
Min. No, I was gonna say thank you, Min. Like, this is what I'm saying. How is Tata not gonna get credit for today? Now, I don't know if he is, right? Not a lot of people have said otherwise that he won't. But how is he not gonna get credit? Like, it's very easy to say, "Oh, we didn't dominate," right? Oh, he's playing this high line. If you look overall, I get it. The second game against the Galaxy wasn't great. Granted, and I'm not going to argue that. Yeah. But overall, statistically, 3 games in, 7 points, first in the league. I know we played one more game than everybody else, so that's almost silly to say, but whatever. 7 points, top of the league. We've literally scored 8 goals in 3 games, and we've given up 1. And I was talking to Tommy one time, and I'm sure Atlanta might be playing right now, so he might not watch him live. But Tommy one time texted me, and he said, "Hey, Orlando is big-time underdogs. I'm thinking of taking this bet." And I texted him back, and I said, "Tommy,
don't do it."
I told him, Inter Miami has only lost 1 game with Messi as a starter. 1 game. And that 1 game was against Charlotte. It was a meaningless game in Charlotte on turf. It was the last game of the season, and it was like an exhibition game, I think, for Messi, because he did it just to appease the Charlotte fans, right? Because they sold the whole stadium. I think it wasn't that serious. That is the only game that Messi has lost as an Inter Miami player when he comes in as a starter. How are you going to question this team when we haven't seen them lose with Messi on the team? Like people are, it's just, it boggles my mind why people are questioning it. If it doesn't work eventually, that's fine. But why are you predicting that it's not going to work when it hasn't failed yet? Well, I don't know. When was that? I don't remember when he sat down.
They lost when he sat down. I guess when did he get benched at that point?
I don't remember.
That game against Charlotte?
He didn't play the full 90 that game? I don't remember. It was the last game of the season, and it was a meaningless game. It was on turf, so I was even upset that he even played. And he wasn't going full out on that game. So, again, we haven't lost with Messi as a starter. So why are you questioning this? Do I think that he's never going to lose? No. I don't know. I didn't ask him. I'll ask him later. But I don't understand. Like, do I think we're never going to lose with Messi? Absolutely not. Eventually, we're going to lose. Do I think we're going to lose more than we win? Absolutely not. We're going to win a lot more than we lose. And as long as Messi is healthy and playing, don't doubt this team. This team can win Champions Cup. This team can win Leagues Cup. This team can win MLS Cup. This team can win it all with this roster that they have. Just give it time. They're getting together. They're just now going to start building chemistry. And then, not to mention the fact that we have this young, what everybody's saying is an absolute baller in Redondo coming on. Maybe later this week against Nashville or next week. And you know what I was thinking? And I'm glad that Gressel played well today. The reason I'm glad that Gressel played well today is because if Redondo would have played today, and let's say he would have started, we would have given Redondo all the credit for today, and we would have been shitting on Gressel.
Yeah.
Because Tata would have changed the tactics. He would have done what he did today. And it would have all the credit would have been like, look at what Redondo did to the midfield. Because we said the midfield won today's game. And if Redondo would have made his debut today, everyone would be like, Redondo is the most amazing thing on this earth. He is the reason we won. Gressel, please never play again. And I'm glad that Gressel got what he did today. Because whether Redondo takes his spot or not, I think that was validation that he can play when in the right position and when he has space to roam in that right side.
And Esther saying Redondo and Krem isn't even here yet. When they come back, it's going to be, when Redondo comes in and Krem comes back, it's going to be crazy. Mike V with a super flaming take saying Tata is a mid coach. He isn't resting players. Let's talk in 10 weeks.
Well, you know what? It's funny. I figured that. I figured that we were going to hear that because people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that was great, but they're old. Wait till the summertime where they're going to break down. Like, that's going to be the next thing. They're eventually going to break down. Right? But before it was like they're gonna get injured. Now they're gonna break down eventually. They're too old, they're too slow. All right. You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But as of right now, we're whooping that ass.
I just love the fact that the good thing is that the older players that we have, they're not like these crazy running around with their chicken, like a chicken with their heads cut off. Like they're very tactical players. They put themselves in really good positions. So, and who do you bench for Redondo? Asked by Gilly Chris.
If I still bench Gressel.
Not Gomez?
I said no. Gomez is better than Gressel, man. Look, this is the thing. This team today, they didn't get pressed. So that's why everybody looks so much better. They had time to move the ball around. They were winning in the midfield and starting counterattacks. If Nashville, which by the way, I feel good against Nashville because Nashville also doesn't press. They're going to play a lot more similar to what we just saw from Orlando. They're going to give us possession, and they like to play that low block. And I think that for us to be in trouble, we need a team that's going to press us high and press us often, because that's when Redondo comes in. Redondo's going to be that outlet for the center backs. He's going to distribute the ball with vertical passes to Busquets, Gomez, Messi, and all them. I think that that's when Redondo comes into play, and he's important on this team. But as of right now, our next opponent, Nashville, and by the way, we're going to preview Nashville on Monday at 9:00 with Mr. Mad. He's going to come on. He was on with us last year. He's going to come on with us on Monday again to preview the Nashville game on Monday at 9:00. But I feel a lot better about this team, Nashville, because they're so defensive. Now, it's not going to be easy to score on them. You remember the last two games that we played against them, Leagues Cup, and then that draw that we had back home like a week later. It's a boring game. We scored with Messi magic from top of the box. But I feel a lot better because our defense isn't going to get pressured. So we'll see how this turns out. But I'm feeling good about this team. I really am.
There's people mentioning to bench Boosie for Redondo.
No. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know if I would bench him.
I don't know what kind of insurgents, I guess, like Busquets would bring coming off the bench.
Well, I think Redondo is going to start off slow. I don't think he's going to start off as a starter immediately. So if that means anything.
Yes, Lucho Lalo, the Nashville guy that drinks. Yes. So, and keep Boosie by AZ Rebellion. And Deegan says that your accent really came out when you said often.
Yeah, that my accent is a curse sometimes.
It is.
Funny story about my accent. I was teaching my daughter her ABCs and the sounds that they make, right? Because she's going to start preschool. And we were going through letters like A is for apples, right? So like what sound does A make? A, and apple. And then what sound does B make? B. Give me a word, book, right? And we were going through the alphabet. Then we got to Q. And I go, all right, Olivia, what sound does Q make? And she goes, qua, qua. I said, very good. Now give me a word that starts with Q. And she goes, qua, qua, coffee. I'm like, oh shit. I told my wife, like, you got to take over. I'm messing this girl up. You got to take over.
That was this girl up. She's gonna put Q U O.
Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna write. It's not gonna be correct. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Chris, were there any players that you felt played poorly today?
That's a good question. I don't think that anybody really played poorly, but I guess kind of didn't play up to par or played worse than everybody else. I would say Busquets. I would say Busquets. Well, you know what's funny that you mentioned that, Dennis? My dad actually helped teach me English, and he also has an accent.
Yeah,
So
I give
yeah.
up. I'm just sticking to the math, and then my wife does the English and reading because I don't want to mess my kids up for life.
And Mr. Krabs is saying nobody played poorly, everybody stepped up. I agree. I
From
mean,
from my seats, I agree. Also, I want to watch the
yeah,
game back to see if I notice anything. But from what I was watching, it looked like nobody had a bad game.
yeah. I think other than maybe Busquets, because he just looked a little off still. He doesn't look the same.
No,
He just doesn't look the same.
I I didn't think so. And when they were on defense, at least on our side, they looked compact. He was dropping back. Orlando had a really tough time breaking us down. And again, our weakness is the counter attack. And when teams can't beat us on the counter, we're gonna be a hard team to beat. So I'm really interested to talk to Mr. Matt about Nashville.
Well, Min Min is mentioning Campana. The thing is, I don't want to associate like who played
Mm,
poorly as a sub.
mm,
Now,
Why not? Why
and
not?
Dennis, I
Look,
mean, Dennis Lopez is
everybody's ready to bench Luis Suarez for Campana. So this needs to be talked about. This needs to be addressed.
you're gonna get the heat from Mike V because Mike V is a big Campana supporter. Dennis Lopez is mentioning Campana looked lost. What did you guys think of Campana and how he played? Because I mean, did he really play that poorly that it was like standoutish? I mean, it was
Now,
mentioned
uh,
before we even got onto the show that people were talking about that.
well, like I was telling you last episode, I like Campana. I think Campana can be that guy, but I'm yet to see it
Yeah,
consistently. So if I had to roll the dice, I wanted to roll the dice on waiting for Suarez to hit his stride instead of Campana, which to me, he has had his moments, right? He'll have a stretch of 3 or 4 games, but then he'll
yeah.
disappear or he'll get injured. So I'm more riding the Suarez train, and I want to see Campana get more minutes. But I would like to see Campana come in the 60th minute, 65th minute, right? I think Luis Suarez needs to continue the starter when it's possible.
Well, and everybody is agreeing with your take, saying that he never gets to play with the full team. He barely gets time. Peaches is mentioning here, came on the 67th, had plenty of time to make a difference, and didn't really. So Peaches is not happy with him. Florida Man saying he needs more minutes. And I mean, look,
He's gonna get more
other
minutes eventually, though.
but Walid is asking, he was a fast striker rather than Campana. You're not gonna
We don't
get
have that
that
on the
with
team.
You're not going to get that with Campana, and you're not going to get that with the Haitian sensation either, with
Right?
Borgelin, because Borgelin
We
is
don't
not fast either.
we don't have that on the team. The closest thing we have to something like that
Robert
is
Taylor,
is
Robbie Robinson, not
Coco Jean,
even.
Coco Jean.
Yeah, Coco Jean, because he's like he's seen as like a forward, but he's not really like a striker. He's known as like a wing player. So in terms of like an actual attacking striker or center field or whatever, and Walid is looking for a possible trade.
No, look, I could see if Campana wants to leave because he's not getting a lot of minutes, but Campana is going to get more minutes. If you include today's game, in the next 14, today's March 2nd. By the time March 16th comes, it's 5 games in 14 days. That's a lot of games. I promise you, Campana, you might even see Borgelin out there. Campana is going to get some run, okay? Because if Tata runs Suarez out there for 70 minutes for 5 games in 2 weeks, and that's, I think, a mistake. And so everybody's telling me that Coco John is no longer on the roster. I didn't even realize when that happened. Oh, wait, yeah, they did buy him out. They bought him
Yes,
out.
they
We
did.
talked about that a couple episodes ago. That's right.
And One World One Goal is mentioning love Borgi. He's good. Borgelin. Yes, he is. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just trying to answer, for example, having a fast striker. We just don't have that. I mean, like I said, Robert Taylor would be the only one that would, I guess, fit the bill. But you can put Robert Taylor in any position, even goalie at this point.
Yeah.
So, and you're right, Gilly. Campana needs to go do telenovelas with Victor Ulloa for sure. They both should be in the same telenovela.
All right. Anything else you want to address about today or this game?
I thought it was great. I love seeing how disappointed the Orlando fans looked in their stupid little corner with their stupid purple shirts. I love that. I'm sad because I couldn't find the overalls guy.
You know
So
what I
that
am
kind of
happy
hurt my
about?
heart.
I am very, very happy that that ref that had the Inter Miami. And by the way, try to find a South American that doesn't own a Messi shirt or jersey. Like
Yeah,
it's like having or an Inter Miami jersey. It's like having a Yankee hat nowadays. Like that
yeah,
that jersey that you're wearing, the heartbeat kit and the La Noche, over the last year, it's become like a Yankee hat. Everybody just wears it. It
yeah,
doesn't mean that he's an Inter Miami fan. He just wore it. And also, he was a replacement ref. Like he's not one of the actual MLS refs. Who knows when he took that picture at some point last year? He never thought that he would be refereeing for the MLS. So, like the fact that they were like, "Oh my God, look at this! How it's so despicable." They were trying to talk crap about Don Garber and the MLS. Relax, and then they changed it, which I'm very glad about because I wanted to eliminate every doubt that somehow Miami got favored. And from the few Orlando fans that have messaged me, and shout out if they're watching this, shout out to you guys because there are some Orlando fans that are cool, and I talk to them, and they're not assholes and stuff. But from the ones that told me, they're like, "Yo, no excuses. You guys
yeah,
mollywopped us. We
yeah,
made them look like scallywags."
yeah. Straight up, straight up. They got
So,
destroyed. And Mr.
so
Krabs is saying they were replacement refs. Remember, it's the truth. It's like you
but
said.
but I love Rob Wise, and shout out to Rob Wise. And he had a comment where he says this, or maybe it wasn't Rob Wise. I think it was Rob Wise. He said that must be great. We have a replacement ref for a replacement ref. That should go well. And it's true. Like we're replacing the replacement refs now. So I'm sure that went great. But the refs had nothing to do with it because this was just a throbbing. And it was great. I mean, and for those of you that like didn't realize how bad it was, I'll show you the heat map again. You ready? Here's the heat map
Wait,
again to show you. You said wait?
you're gonna put the heat map. You're gonna put the heat map again. Just
Yeah.
and not safe for work and not safe for your kids because I did see a comment earlier that said that my kid was watching.
Oh, I'm
So
so
I did see
sorry.
that.
No, let me
Yes,
not even put that up again. All
we'll
right,
put that
so
up on
I'm gonna
Twitter. We'll put
let
it
me
up on
that
Twitter.
here. All right.
So
Yeah, no. All right. Best possible starting 11 we have now.
this is a good
Pretend no
question to
injury.
answer before we head out.
Okay.
So
You want to
I
start
mean,
off?
we'll look at the current starting 11, no, and then work off of that. What would you do differently there? No injuries, just assuming that everybody is up and running. I would put Alba
Nice.
up. I'd put Negri in the left back position. That's what I would do.
The only thing I would do different is I would swap Gressel and Busquets and have Busquets play in that right mid, and I would take Gressel out and I put Redondo as a CDM. So
So you wouldn't
that
put Negri in?
where would you put Negri? No. But who are you gonna
You
take
wouldn't
out?
put?
Gomez?
Yeah, I'll take his ass out. I just told you
Oh my
that. I'll
god.
take Gomez out, put Alba in the midfield, and then put Negri behind his ass.
You're a horrible person. Gomez played very well today, and he's been playing well. No,
Wait, hold
somebody
on.
asked,
BR1 is asking no Farias.
but how are you gonna put like? I get that you said no injuries, but he's literally not even like. Let's say he took some miracle pills and was able to play tomorrow. Like he's not on the active roster because Redondo took his spot. Like Redondo literally took his roster spot. So, no, and if let's say hypothetically Farias was healthy, I would still leave this lineup because he would be technically replacing Robert Taylor. And I love seeing Robert Taylor. My brother on the way home showed me a picture of Robert Taylor, Luis Suarez, and Messi. And it's funny because my brother said we've always been calling him Neymar Light. And we got MSN again. We have Messi, Suarez, and Neymar Light. That's it. We have our trio. We're good.
This is a perfect point by Mike V. Sign
I
Emerson
think that's a great way to end the show.
and play him instead of Messi. I co-sign that, Mike V.
All right. Anything else, Chris?
No, man, that's it. This was a phenomenal game. I can't wait to come back and talk some more Inter Miami on Monday because we're going to be talking with Uncle Mad.
And if the person's still in here, I apologize for that heat map. I didn't realize. I should have thought of that. That kids might be
No, it's
watching.
okay.
I'm on a high right now.
And David is asking, can we ban the word Emerson in the chat?
Oh,
Absolutely not.
that would be a great idea. I wonder if it's possible to do that.
If
All
it's
right,
possible
so
to put like keywords.
yeah, I think there is actually. I might look
God.
into that. All right, so Monday we'll be back 9 o'clock to preview the
Uncle
Nashville
Mad.
game with Mr. Uncle Mad, and then at 10 o'clock on Monday, Batter Herons en Español, me, Chris, Xavier,
You
and
guys.
Mr. Solana, which
Daniel
is
Solana.
Mr. Luis Suarez, Mr. Fanboy, is gonna. He texted me already. He's like, I can't wait. So
You guys
I'm
have
sure
to be there, guys.
he has a lot to say. So if you haven't already, please put Batter Herons en Español. That's the YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description just in case. And yeah, that's it. You said no more final words, Chris?
Yeah, that's it, man. I can't wait till Monday. Uncle Mad stuff. Then we talk
Orlando's
some
head on a
Espanol.
platter, sir.
Mhm.
Orlando's head on a platter. It was
Guys,
amazing tonight. What a great night.
be here on Monday. We'll talk some more Inter Miami, and then we'll do some Espanol for you guys, and you'll get your full dosage of a Solana syringe.
All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5-star comment, review, all that other good stuff. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And for those of you that joined the chat, as always, you guys are the best part of this show. We appreciate you chiming in with us for the last hour and 12 minutes. And we'll catch you guys on Monday for a double dip, English and then Espanol. So until the next one, have a good one.
Peace.